Yeah, she never got to open her bar. We came up with that idea while she still had a bounty. It was going pretty well right up until Mr. Carnegie and his marshal showed up to shut us down. And she tried to go get a license for it. I think she did, but well, it would have been the best bar in the state, you ask me. I think in that one night we had more customers than most of the bars still open today. Definitely worth the drinks at True, man. You seen Cyril? I don't blame him for him not being here. I still didn't mean to talk to him, but I don't know if I've been able to face myself. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think. It was me not knowing what the hell to think that got us here. She, she looked to me. She looked to me to try to fix it all. I was scared and I didn't know what to do. I don't know. I thought I had everything figured out. And when I almost died, I thought I thought, so maybe it was something. It was supposed to mean something. I thought it was gonna be more. I thought I knew what I was doing. Now, now I know what I want to do, but I don't know if it's the right thing to do. I'm fucking glad that he ain't here. We don't need to bury two bodies today. No, no, it'd be too, it'd be too good for him. What do you want?
You have a warrant, my friend, for the kidnapping of Deputy State Marshal Leslie Barbara. So, because this is a funeral, I don't want to make a scene, so I am going to ask you to quietly come down to the office with us.
Either you are removing my corpse or I'm removing your head.
That's a threat. Leave our guns out. I know. He kidnapped one of my men. I don't give a fuck. They aren't starting because Dre isn't starting them, I've been told.
Howdy, Mister.
You know, I came to this fucking thing not knowing entirely how it would go. Yeah, I guess I can't say I'm too fucking surprised that it's how it happened, but let's not all of us forget why we showed up here in the first place. We are here for the one and the only Fenna Lasky. And you would know that she is the best Lasky because there was a Fenna in front of it. In case anybody was uneducated. Fuck, you look at Fenna and you'd think that what would cause this bundle of energy, this New York City energy to want to be a deputy, and God, I couldn't fucking tell you. If you had my own biased opinion, to be honest, I think that she was meant for more than that. I guess we'll never know now. Fenna Lasky was and still is a massive influence on many of our lives. To me, she was part of the closest thing I'll ever have to home. For the first couple of days that she was in state, people were sitting there and they'd look at me and, this is Frederick Anderson, the priest himself, so it's not bullshit because it's a man of God. He sits there and he says, you got to meet somebody. I say, who the fuck do you want me to meet? Okay. And then, I sit there and I say, all right, fine. I'll come and meet this person. And Freddie is insistent that we have so much in common. I still don't see what it is to this day, but whatever. He sits there and asking us so much fucking questions about like, what are you doing when you're crossing the street and someone almost runs into you? You say, I'm walking here. We both said it, but it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean a goddamn thing.
The accent was identical. What are you talking about?
Shut up. And the first couple of days that I know Fenna, one of the first things she ever had me do, she didn't believe that I was one of the best fighters in state, so she dragged me around the whole fucking state. And you know what she had me? She had me fight fucking like 3 or 4 people, four people, just off the street. She sat there and convinced them because that is one of the best things that she could do is sit there and convince people. She was always a good talker. I hit so many people that night for no goddamn reason because she just pissed me off. And that's where it started. I thought at the start that you were just some fucking pain in my ass. I thought that you were just some fucking thorn in my side, looking there to try and cause me trouble or something. Trying to prove that you were better than me. And she took a fighting class with Benji way back in the day. God rest his soul. And hers, I suppose. And ever since then, she'd sit there and every time she'd see me, she'd say, one of these days, I'm gonna fucking beat you in the fighting class. In the fight. She never did. She never did. But I tell you what you did win, Fenna. You did win me over. Just like the rest of these people here today, you won them over. that bright little smile of yours and that can-do attitude. You were meant for more than just the fucking grave, I can tell you that. You always were. And maybe that's part of the reason I'm so sad to see you go, is because we can't see the potential in what you could have grown into. But I know for a fact that it could have been more than anything I could have ever built. Goodbye, kid. You deserve better than this. I'm sorry I didn't do more. I could have done more. I know I could have. And if it wasn't for that motherfucker, you'd still be here. Should have given you a flower a long time ago. If anybody else has a story or something they'd like to share,
I do. I uh, I met Fenna back when I started as a recruit, and man oh man, the study sessions while on ride-alongs with whoever we ended up with. I ended up with Benji most of the time, and good God, the comparisons between any recruit were ridiculous, and Benji always made them fun, but also Fenna, when she was with us, was just pure chaos. But Fenna was always there from the beginning. She was always a good friend, no matter what. Even when things started turning, she was always there for me. She, no matter what, if I sent her a telegram or a letter, she would be there for me. She would talk to me. She would help me through stuff. When Greek passed, and I was sending her telegrams about how we were handling it and how rough it was on some of us, she sent me this little passage. And this little passage speaks a lot. And I feel like even if it doesn't resonate with you today, it might resonate with you another time. So this was on July 5th. So this was not long after Greek's passing. She told me, I hate to say it, but I know just as well as anyone else the strength that comes from death, especially one close relation to you. You learn that nothing will ever pain you as bad as you already felt. And in that, we grow and gain power over pain itself. So the pain of knowing of her death was the worst part for me. When I came back after being gone for a couple months and Owen was catching me up on everything, hearing of her death hurt a lot. And hearing how it happened hurt. But I knew it was going to happen with the path that she was taking. I wanted to try to help her, I really did, but there was nothing more I could do. I tried to stop it from the beginning. But she also told me at one point that there was nothing I could do to stop it. So I stopped. I could just be there for her and be there for the Fenna that I already mourned. I mourned the Fenna Lasky that I knew as a recruit forever ago. But I will always mourn Fenna Lasky the person, as she is and as she was, because Fenna Lasky, the bright red bandit who makes us drink coffee and milk and whatever else in the saloon just to make us all throw up afterwards, will always and forever be a great friend and someone that will always make us laugh and smile on our worst days, even when she's feeling the absolute worst herself. So, Fenna, I want to thank you for everything you've done for us. And I want to thank you for being one of the best friends I've ever had. So, thank you forever. And now you can be with Benji and Sophia. Tell Benji and Sophia I say hi and give Benji a hug for us. We miss you.
I got to meet Fenna in a very interesting way. We gave each other a howdy in the telegram office, and then we were both held up and robbed together. And I believe it might have been her first, maybe it was the second day that she had just, arrived to state. Not long after, she became a recruit, and then I saw her often, especially as I spent my time traveling town to town as governor, and she would always be open to a company. The best Lasky has often been debated, but it's never been a question of who was the most fun and probably who loved the most. Whether you knew Fenna a long time or a short time, she found her ways to love everybody, even the ones that weren't good for her. I think we've all seen the different sides to Fenna. We think about before, during, and after. And I don't know many people that had to go through as much as Fenna did, especially in such a short time. But she never wavered in her love of people, even as her own world fell apart. I know that she's going to be the most happy here with Ben and Sophia, the way that they each lit up her life, much like she did for us. And even with the bad that's happened, I know that most of our memories are going to be filled with the good.
Which is almost as good as you guys with this, but Fenn already gave me shit. Son of a Bitch. Fenna already said that back in the past. You know, what was said before? There was many Laskies, and you were more energetic and chaotic than all the other Laskies combined, but in a good way. You know, like from a ride along, having fun, to having the weirdest questions and walking up to me like at the end of the shift like, Mr. Roop, you know? You gonna ask Anne out yet? You gonna patrol with her? And then the next thing you know, you're walking around with a dog across the state, and who knows what else he did 5 minutes later. And now, if people get to live one day as sporadic as, you know, living in the moment as you do or did, no, they'd be lucky. And if in anything, you and Benji can be as chaotic and sporadic and messy and all over the place as you two were here now together.
It's okay. When I first met Fenna, I thought she was going to be a thorn in my side. As I get to know her, she became like a little sister to me. What I'm going to miss most of all is her being excited about her little light red manic act. God, do I know enough about that myself? Ugh.
Like I said, she liked to make us throw up.
Okay. Well, I think that just about covers everybody. Um, if anybody else would like to hear some final goodbyes, I think this is probably the proper time to do so.
We have church and Josie approaching.
I don't know if single file line is the best way to do this or not, but I guess whoever wants at it first, go ahead.
Go. As I said, Fenna, you have been the best friend I could ask for. Thank you. I love you. Go have fun with Benji. Go have fun. Take care of yourself, okay? Take care of Benji. Love you so much.
There are few people that I have grown a care for in as short a time as I have you. I will die with few regrets, and one of them will be that I wish I could have done more, but I didn't because I wasn't there. I had plenty of opportunity. I should have done it, but I didn't. I'm sorry. You'd still be here if it wasn't for me. You deserve better. And I hope you find better in the next life. Bye, Fenna. I'm gonna miss you.
the things that everyone had to say, it reminded me quite severely of my son. Everyone always said that they mourned the person that he once was, and not the person that he was as he died. That he had changed so severely that he was unrecognizable. I think that's cruel. I think that is remarkably cruel. Because people do change. And go on.
There's not much purpose in going to the funeral of a person you believe died to you long ago. Not in my opinion.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
But I don't see why they couldn't mourn this version of her. This was the only one that I ever met, the only Fenna I ever knew. I knew her so shortly. But she was very kind to me. She made me feel like I had known her for many years. A fate, considering that I am not very good at making new relationships.
You were a beautiful person, Fenna Lasky, in everything that you did, from the beginning up until the end. Every choice that you had made. Some misguided and some off-kilter, but still. You had remarkably good intentions behind them. So I'm sorry. I should have been quicker after our talk on the dog. But I don't want to dwell on that. Not for too long. But still, it is a weight that I am going to carry with me for the rest of my life. Because whilst it is true I didn't know you for very long, the implications were severe. I'm keeping a watch over your son. I will not let Lou get his claws into him. I will die before I let that happen. It is my deathbed promise to you. Good night.